I wanted to start with, for people who don't know much about you and your background, can you start, you farm boy from Wisconsin, right? You grew up on a farm?
Actually from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, interesting.
Yeah, I grew up on a farm outside of Pittsburgh, 150-acre farm there. And that's, which is kind of a reasonable sized farm for Wisconsin. Not such a big farm for Kansas or something.
Oh, really?
I mean, for Pennsylvania or Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Both of those are small kind of farms.
And you got into dirt bike riding, racing, about what age?
Late, actually. I started riding motorcycles when I was probably like 14. And when I was 15, I got a basket case Harley and put that back together, which was a hardtail with a caged K front end and a panhead motor.
I thought you were going to say one of the old Harley dirt bikes, the 2-strokes they used to make.
No, this was the classic. It was a 1952.
Ooh.
So that was first thing I was riding when I was like 16. And then I started riding on the road more. And then I got into road bikes. And I had, I was a Kawasaki guy for a while. So I had a 350 Kawasaki and then a bunch of H1s and all those sorts of things. And I rode a little dirt bike on the farm, but I got back started racing dirt bikes when I was like 21, because for a while I went and played music. That's all I did.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go away from that world, and because it was too much drugs and too much crazy stuff, but got back to the fundamentals of, being a mechanic, and then started going to night school to become an engineer. So I was a motorcycle mechanic and a racer and a student at the same time.
So how long were you in music? You were touring for a couple of years or something?
Yeah. From 18 to 21.
And you still have an interest in it. That's what that guitar is for back there?
Yeah. I still have an interest in, done some albums I play down, and nobody's playing right now, hardly. You have to stay at home.
You were quoting
working on a new album now, and hopefully I'll find someone to put it out with us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good for you. That's great. So you were singing something to me, or at least rehearsing or reciting the verses about a song you heard about the future and where's your flying cars.
Yeah. We were just laughing about the technology being so amazing, except when it doesn't work. And it reminded me earlier today, I was just fooling around with a Steve Earle song called 21st Century Blues, which is really fun, which goes, here I am in the 21st century. Have to say it ain't as cool as I thought it would be. No man on the moon, nobody on Mars. Where the hell are my flying cars? Ain't seen nothing like a teletransporter so far in the 21st century, which is really fun for us who grew up back then and watching all the, whether it was Duck Dodgers in the 21st and a half century or, all the things that we thought were happening. But actually they are starting to happen now, thanks to Elon and a few other crazy people who are doing crazy motivated people that inspire the hell out of me, that are making things happen.
Erik Buell kind of crazy people. It's you've lived quite a life. I mean, what an impact you've had on the motorcycle industry. It's amazing. You also got into street racing, racing street bikes somewhere along the way.
Oh, road racing. Yeah.
Road racing.
Well, I got hurt very badly practicing on my motocross bike. I was trying to motocross, and I was motocrossing. So I was motocrossing with, this is so long ago. Ooh, I just lost your picture.
Yeah, my camera went out. I wonder if I need to. There we go.
There it is. Back on.
Went to sleep.
With John DeSoto and guys like that, which is a really old name. I don't know if anybody on here will know that name, but that's, in the early motocross days. And I was practicing and I got hurt really badly. I head-on somebody on a set of fire roads just practicing. Somebody came around the corner and panicked, and I tried to get out of the way, and they ran into the side of me. So my leg was really, really smashed, and so I couldn't ride dirt bikes. So I was working as a mechanic, and I built a road racer for a guy, and he decided to retire and said, "Would you want to buy this from me?" And I went, I think I can get on that thing.
Yeah, wow.
And then I went, the first race I ran, I got like third place, and I went, maybe there's a future here. And then that's what I've been doing for.
And that changed everything. So do you think that motocross crash influenced your direction in life because you became known as the sport bike guy?
Definitely it did, because I enjoyed riding, and I learned a lot about motorcycles there, because I raced up to a high level where I was running, Formula One bikes and super bikes. And so part of my head was an engineer thinking about them. Although when I raced, I had to turn that off and just let the pipeline go from eyes to hands.
I see, yeah.
But in the background, and then it was good. It made me appreciate how a motorcycle needs to feel like one part with you. And I kept thinking about, what bikes I just loved to ride and what characteristics I loved, because I was racing so many different things. And when you race, it's about racing all that stuff, but it's also just that whole connection, Zen-like connection to a motorsport where you just get into a new space. And it's wonderful to be there. And the less things that bother you, the happier you are. So I guess I was always looking for that. And I found, and you do so much riding, when your things are working right, just everything goes away, all your worries, all your troubles, and everything goes away. You experience things at a level, the way sights, sounds, smells, and everything come to you at a level that you can't any other way.
Yeah, wow. So you're working as a mechanic, you're going to school in the evening for engineering?
Yes.
And then did you graduate in engineering? Did you get a degree in engineering?
Yeah.
And then Harley, you went to Harley next?
Yeah, I wanted to, it was pretty busy. There were a lot of engineering jobs at that time, and I interviewed at a number of places, but I really wanted to work on motorcycles because I had such a strong background in them. Being a mechanic and racing them at a high level, those things combined with a degree, it's like, okay, I got a job offer from Pratt & Whitney and a job offer from Goodyear and all these people. So I beat the door on the door at Harley and went there for the lowest paying offer I got from anybody.
Wow.
But I wanted to be an engineer. I did not have much use for Harleys. It was not my kind of motorcycle at all.